Hey up peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Git Tries. Outer World, they said Open Worlds then. Outer Worlds Part 40. Right, and we've just got across that bridge thing, and we're meant to be talking with the security guy, trying to get the bridge opened. What's closed to, is it Wilderness, I think it's called. Anyway, let's go. There they are. Just check, make sure there's nothing for me to grab.
Hey, you! We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug.
Oh, hello.
Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Sluglight Underground don't like that much.
What's Sluglight? You think he means slug or sublight? You think he knows?
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. Where? Draw, you damn Fred one! Draw!
Okay. Keep on saying to these things, leave me alone and I won't hurt you. Got a job for anyone with a ready gun hand and empty pockets. There's an inspector looking into the murder of Halcyon Helen. My client wants you to cross them off. Don't worry about subtlety. In fact, don't be subtle. Just make sure that once you agree to the job, you visit the rearmost bunk, put on the uniforms you'll find folded beneath the mattress, and feel free to cause a ruckus. Be sure to let them know slug territory is off limits. The reward's 40,000 bits plus all the enhancing chemicals you ever want, the marketeer. So they weren't real slug guys, which is why he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Right, that's our butchers, and I'll just nick all this stuff. Lovely, thank you. Right, constable. Deputy wine taster. Not gonna let me.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a sprat infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into this unit's recording instruments.
Did you say something about sprats?
Checking logs. Error. Informational limitations found. 2. Reciting limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe. A third time limitation 2. Do not read informational limitations aloud, especially not to any of those void-damned snot-nosed guests, or I'll have you sold for parts.
What are you doing in the...
Unit designation no longer wine taster. Unit designation now deputy.
Okay.
while potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95% violent utilization of equipment would void unit warranty. All Rizzo's constabularies must include at least one deputy constable among the pool of available Rizzo's employee candidates. This unit was considered the most competent.
All right then.
How may this unit be of service to
At last. Not gonna let me. Interment logs. Suspicion of smuggling. Fatal company to any arrest report involving Cassidy Mills. Cassidy has made attempt at smuggling a hobby. A few more years. Zuber. Mr. Ozer was found semi-conscious, lying among the remains of a crate of Rizzo's confectionaries. Cause of arrest, public drunkenness. Security footage archives. Messages from Ludovica. I know you don't need to hear this, but please be on your guard. Pereira Spaceport is technically outside my jurisdiction, which means you're the only representative company law in slug territory. This is more than I can reasonably expect from you, but I appreciate if you kept an eye on Cedric Kincannon. He's looking for any opportunity to seize control of the entire complex. I know you have dreams of something bigger than Eridanos if this product launch is successful. Blah de blah de blah.
Discrepancy detected nearby. An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria Keene, formerly the constable of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. No signs of life detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives. Excellent observation, Inspector. Multiple wounds located in the frontal bone and between the clavicles suggest she was facing away from her attacker. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm with unconventional ammunition. These casings are too minuscule for conventional small caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes.
Amplifier scanner blood for.
Yes, Inspector. These wounds and ammunition are consistent with the description of Halcyon Helen's signature weapon, the Needler. This unit's records show that the Needler was likely taken from Helen's belongings in the penthouse. High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected. These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death. Your memo has been noted. This unit has been programmed to offer encouragement during moments of emotional strain. Banter protocol activated. We'll find this rat bastard's responsible, Inspector.
Nothing else. Steel Singularity, steel sword or shotgun.
Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime of landing with an expired permit. Please explicate your defense into this unit's recording equipment.
My permit wasn't expired, Scrappy. You probably just scanned it wrong.
Error. Unit's permit reading equipment was updated only last week. Please tell a different lie.
Tell a different... You're a mechanical. You ain't got the foggiest idea whether I'm telling the truth or not.
Correct. Criminal. However, Constable Keene has decreed that this unit will remain here, questioning you every minute until you submit a confession. Error. Information on recent exchange lost. Restarting conversation. Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime of landing with an...
Shut up. Right, so did I see something? I seen this one, didn't it?
If I made a bet with you at the Copper Bottom last night, let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life sprats.
I'm a criminal, get it? They don't let me talk to law-abiding sorts.
Okay.
Reminds me of Moreau's. Just a bit.
And that leads to out there.
Hello. Welcome to Aridano's Dry Goods and Sundries, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm Marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible. Oh, I see you've read some of my poems. Very clever, Inspector. Yes, my pen name is The Marketeer, though I also use it in certain business dealings. Wait a moment. Why do you ask? Hey now, hey, let's all be reasonable here. I'm just a middleman. None of this was my idea. Occasionally, jobs requiring discretion arrive here from the hotel. Always anonymous and always lucrative. For a sizable cut, I set these jobs up and asked no questions. Somebody sent me a note telling me they wanted you dead. I don't know who, and I don't know why. I swear. Yeah, of course. It's called a paper trail. Give me a little credit. I'm a professional. I've got to have some standards.
think we're done. I didn't realise shooting him would set them all off, but well, can nick all his stuff now. Thank you. Sealed. Mask of the Masked Marketeer. Nothing I can do to open that. Dash Whitlock. Was I meant to kill all these? I'm not sure. A lot of baddies about.
Buy a bunk, huh? I think I'll stick to my cabin. Thanks.
Can't remember which one it said it was. Green light pulsing the whole new wall by its sickly warmth and the way it makes your hair stand. It seems to be radiation. It's like that the spacer between the inner and outer walls of not just this biobunk but all of these biobunks is radioactive, rendering them at all extremely dangerous. So much for luxury. But it's not the biobunk I was looking for, is it? I've got a lot to do out here, but I don't think it's going to help me any. Because I haven't got a quest out here, have I? Still got that one. Let's go to the meeting spot. The man who chafed.
Trying to compete with the groundbreaker.
You got an appointment? Appointment? Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment? No appointment? No talking to Mr. Kincannon. Not entirely out of the question. Convince me. Wouldn't mind a new bolter pistol. I've fired mine so many times the tips nearly fell off. Let's give Mr. Kincannon a ring. Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you. Think they've got business.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send him up.
So we're going up. Cedric!
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume. Another murder? Drunk Raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing. Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself. Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you?
To make it look like they do.
Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that.
I know
Can
it.
you? You said it, not me. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector.
I want to get to
But that's
Wilder
settled.
World or wherever
I
it's
assume you'll
called.
want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder. Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine? An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people. And I appreciate that, Inspector. The fact of the matter is, I know I didn't kill Helen, and I trust you fully and completely to find whoever did. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I've a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
What's gone missing?
Nothing.
Excuse me, COVID.
Nothing Ludovico shouldn't know about, if that's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is a legitimate business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse foreman should be able to tell you. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
Just said that. He used to be a parrot, but he doesn't know it. He used to be a parrot, but he don't know it. He used to be... Old jokes, I know.
That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence.
True.
I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it. I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads. Me, scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator. You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You'll want to speak with
At least he's honest.
the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Not gonna, mate.
Was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Ah, eventually.
Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident? It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer. Good. I'll hold you to that. We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but we were not enemies. Perhaps it will shock you to hear her loss saddens me. Maria was a decent soul, and law knows those are in short supply around here.
Oh, come on, get a bloody move on.
Her dedication to the rule is good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know.
I'm sorry.
No,
She was alright.
she didn't. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention?
Yeah, I need to get across a bridge.
Very well.
That's all I
One
wanted.
moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now.
Okay.
What or who made you decide to investigate me? Understandable. A man of my standing would naturally be tied up in all this, whether he wishes to be or not. Now then, did you need anything else?
No. We know why hates each other. Both fighting. Ooh, nice guns.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh.
Timeline. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location. Ominous threat transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface. The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles. That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
No. Find the bugs receiver. There we go.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered. Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device. Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Right, well, I found the receiver. Always check the shitters. Bear with me 1 second. Welcome back, peeps. Sorry about that. I had to go and get me brew. But it takes me quite a while. Although our Dubs only leaves it outside the door, well, just round the corner from the door on this chest of drawers. But it takes me a while to get up out the chair because of my gammy legs. And you don't want to see me hobbling and crawling and jumping, so I thought it best just to pause it while I did this. Anyway, let's go and speak with Dr. Goodnight. Come on. Select one. Come on. I'll do that then. Bloody hell. While I'm around here, I might be able to speak to some people and see if we can figure out how to open up that bloody bridge. Oh, and that's something I wanted to check. Oh, it does 5 damage. I was going to say it actually shoots. 5 damage, oh, that's bugger all. Doctor Goodnight.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Yeah.
Helen's death was the worst part of all this. What?
I can't remember how I got the quest and who I spoke to at the very beginning. I ain't got a clue. Right, so...
We should try to solve the puzzle hedges in the orchards. The prize is supposed to be something valuable.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An industrial-grade laxative has been added to the liquor in these bottles.
Severed head of Burbage 2000.
Me oh my, how exciting to see you again. This truly has been a day to end all days. I could die happy. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, can you get to the bridge? Nah. So that's no good. What's that? I think I've read chapter 2. Don't need to go to garden. Yeah, I thought so. Ooh. Thank you. I'll have that. And that. Guest complaints. VIP gas list, Spencer Woolwich, Black Hole. So where do I find? She's up there then.
If you have an issue with a hotel employee...
No. Ah, what about you?
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere.
Blah-de, blah-de, blah-de,
Should act as
blah-de,
better
blah.
headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
Did you know the victim?
Of course. It is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terran Monarch reunion episode.
There are other sellers. She's just an actress. They're a bit of bundle. Where you...
Of course,
cereals.
budgets went up, but the writing quality chewed straight through the floorboards and free fell to Halcyon's son. I'm supposed to believe Helen would let the chief of the Savages go free? Just since he was revealed to be her half-cousin? He's a dissident! You kill him! I, like most fans, reckon this series should go back to its roots. Another 200 episodes of the Origins plotline is what we really want. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Mind if I ask you about the crime scene?
Please do. Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's. Sure, I'd taken a check in the barroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells. Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling? Sure.
I've asked him all these, and I, so... Right, so he's no help.
With Halcyon Helen.
Refreshments. Need to get upstairs. Have we got any stairs?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Come on.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. Rizzo's Spectrum Brown has not yet been released for consumption. Spectrum Brown was scheduled to be unveiled at the Eridanos Atmosphere Complex in partnership with Halcyon Helen. Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments to endorse Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Low to moderate likelihood.
I was wondering about that. Before we arrived, I heard something on the aether waves about Black Hole Birdie taken up at the Grand Colonial.
Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel. Accessing guest database. B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001. This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved compliment. Splendid work, Inspector.
Don't patronise me. Or as over the pond, patronise. Excuse me, COVID. Right, that goes outside, I guess. Yeah. Examine. Don't know whether B would come into it. I still think he's the boss, Ludovic or whatever his name is. Service lift's out of order.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
VIP guest room.
So sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
Never mind. Way up outside. Oh. Oh, of course it's the way bloody in, isn't it? That's why. Ooh. Okay. Is there a door?
What? I'm just another hotel guest enjoying my time. Or something. No need to mind me.
Well, they've got all these terraces. How do they get in and out to... Aha. Okay. They don't get in and out of their rooms that way. Right, well that's totally thrown me then. Ah. Or maybe I can just walk up the stairs. Not authorised to use the lift to get in there, but I can go around by the stairs.
You're fast.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear. You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolridge would outlive Halcyon Heron.
Okay, shower. What we got here?
Inspector, not a moment too soon.
Oh, it's,
I just finished my autopsy report.
Let's hear it.
Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolridge complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure. Oh, most certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion. The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food.
Right.
Oh, how curious. I do believe you're right. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process. She was Halcyon Helen up until the moment I brought her to the operating table. But as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. It's almost as if she stopped being an icon and became a human being.
Makes sense.
I had a feeling you'd understand. What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead. Maria's been
Murdered.
killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this? Helen's signature weapon. She brought it with her to the hotel. After we discovered Helen's body, Keene inspected her hotel room. The needler was gone. Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, merciful law. So sorry, Maria. Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have the heart to continue talking at the moment. Thank you for your time.
Oh, still none the wiser on how to get that bloody bridge open. Autopsy report. She was unwell prior to the attack. High concentration of poisonous compounds ingested during the last meal. Not lethal but uncomfortable in the extreme. Spencer Woolwich. Patient logs. Third. The fact. Just to clear that Miss Han returned to her open reserve, but has been unusual ever since. Yeah. Well, we know what's causing that. Turn to route. Exit. Right, I need Spencer Woolwich, or whatever his name is. He's down there. Not him. Where's Spencer Woolwich? Concierge.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes
Oh,
you.
God.
It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it. That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. If
Right. And that is where we stop for today. Let's save him. We'll crack on with it tomorrow. And I still haven't got a clue how we meant to get across that bridge. Anyway, thank you for your views, always much appreciated. Come on YouTube, pull your finger out, get a few more on there. Rumble ticking over. I think that I've got one person watching me on Rumble. Hey, but BitChute, hey, go BitChute, fair play to you guys. Anyway, enough of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it will help the channel. And if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them, good or bad. I don't care. Who cares? I don't. Anyway, until next time, I'll see you.